So this right here is an incredibly black box, and inside of the incredibly black box is the fresh new Boox Nova Air from Onyx. It's a 7.8-inch e-reader that's both lighter and thinner than previous Boox models. Just 6.3 mils thick and 235 grams, hence the Air bit in the name. You can pre-order yours right now direct on the Boox website for $350 US. So the Boox Nova Air certainly ain't cheap compared with other e-readers like the Kindles, but it is very special indeed in that it runs full fat Android. So is it actually worth that asking price? Well, I'm going to whip it on out of that box, take you on a full on tour of all of the features, give it a thorough testing out to see if it's any good. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first up, let's see what's actually in the box, apart from, of course, the Boox Nova Air itself. That's pretty straightforward stuff. You've got one Type-C USB cable for charging, and you've also got the Boox stylus bundled in there as well. And that's your lot. Very simple stuff. Now, the Boox Nova Air is actually constructed from metal, although it is, of course, a very lightweight metal to help produce that 235 gram total weight. Feels a similar sort of weight to the larger Amazon Kindle devices and impressively slender, so should happily slip into any bag or case. Now, it is a 7.8 incher, so definitely getting up there in size as far as e-readers go. Like basically all e-readers out there, you've got fairly chunky bezels surrounding that mighty display, though at least that means you can clutch the e-reader however you like, nice and comfortably. And I've got to say the design is very smart, simple but sleek. I'm really liking it. I especially like that mottled back with its textured matte finish. It actually feels a bit like cardboard, kind of similar to the Pixel 5 flagship smartphone. No worries with picking up fingerprint grease or anything like that, apart from, of course, this shiny little band down here below. As far as buttons and the like go, well, there's bugger all to talk about already. You've got your power button up top. You've got your USB port down below. That's also where you'll find the dual speaker setup. And you do get a pre-installed screen protector here on the Boox Nova Air as well, which is particularly handy if you're going to be taking a lot of notes, scratching that stylus across the display a lot. Now, if you're feeling particularly minted, you can also stump up a further $60 for the magnetic Boox Nova Air case. And like the Boox Nova Air itself, the case also comes in a very dark box. And this should just snap onto the Nova Air e-reader like so, and hopefully hold it in there nice and firm. Okay, don't go jiggling it about, but apart from that, seems to do the job. And then you've also got a light magnetic connection when you close that front cover as well, just to help keep it in place and protect that display. And again, quite a sleek design for the cover as well, which helps to complement that premium finish on the actual Nova Air itself. And not only do you get extra protection afforded by that cover, but also it adds a couple of extra buttons to the Boox Nova Air, which allow you to flip through your pages using actual physical button pushes instead of the touchscreen. Anywho, let's get this e-reader all set up and take it for a bit of a test drive. So first up, I'm really loving the Boox Nova Air's 7.8-inch anti-glare screen. Absolutely perfect for using indoors or out. Even on sunny days, you don't get much reflection from it. And of course, you've got the front lighting as well to keep everything illuminated. You've got the ability to boost that brightness all the way up or all the way down as well. Otherwise, you've got full auto controls on there. You can also change the color temperature. It is quite warm in the default setting, but you can get a more sort of neutral white finish if you like. As you can see there, nice sharp resolution. You've got 300 pixels per inch, so definitely more than crisp enough to enjoy teeny tiny text if your eyes are up to it, as well as comic books and other visual fare. As you can see there, nice wide viewing angles and everything too. And yes, it is only capable of monochrome output, so don't expect any full color visuals or anything, but even, you know, photos, illustrations look absolutely stunning on this thing. If you don't have the cash to stump up for that cover to get the little physical buttons on the go, you can just browse through your books just by tapping at the edges like so. You've also got swipe gesture support as well. And just like with Kindles, there are lots of other little bonus features and tools that you can play around with as well. So you've got this little customizable bar right here, the floating toolbar as it's known. This can be fully personalized to bring up some of your favorite features for fast access. I also love the way you can quickly and easily skip between a few different books all at the same time. So for instance, you're reading your bit of comic book, the other half comes in, it's like, oh no, honestly, I am doing lots of travel research. The handy toolbar at the bottom allows you to change the format of the text, so you can boost the font size up, drop it back down again, change the typeface. Nice and easy to access the table of contents, all that good stuff. I have noticed some slight ghosting, which was an issue on a couple of previous Boox e-readers that I tested out as well. So for instance, if you check out this little temple icon here and then we skip back a page onto this illustration, you'll see that temple icon is still just about visible there. Likewise on the previous page here with all that Ecuador information, if we then skip forward again to that illustration, as you can see there, Ecuador is quite clearly visible up at the top. As you can see, this ghosting is happening on the normal refresh settings as well, which is supposed to limit the ghosting effect, although you do have scroll and refresh options as well, which you can boost in order to reduce the ghosting even further. But thankfully, I haven't seen much of this problem in the past sort of hour or two that I've been testing out the device. Quite often the text is cleanly and clearly wiped between pages. When you're inside of a book or a document, you can drag down the settings toolbar just from the top edge like so. This gives you fast access again to the likes of the brightness levels, the sound as well, and a lot of the major features including screen rotation, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, pretty much everything that you could need. Now, as I mentioned right at the head of this video, this is an Android device. Weirdly, it does run Android 10, although you wouldn't really know that at all just from a glance at the main menu. As you can see, it's split into different sections, including your library, so all the books that you have on the device. You've got a store that allows you to quickly buy some fresh new books if you're out of stuff to read. I say buy, but actually it's all out of copyright works, which are completely free to download and read. So of course, a lot of vintage classic stuff. Alternatively, you can just copy across whatever books you happen to have downloaded from your preferred services, copy them across via USB, nice and simple, just drag and drop in the likes of Windows. And the Boox Nova Air absolutely knocks the Kindle on its arse when it comes to supported file formats. This thing can read Mobi, ePub, PDF, all the major book formats, as well as comic formats like CBR, and even documents like PowerPoint slides. And you've got 32 gigs of storage on here, which you will struggle to fill if you're just literally putting, Mobi and ePub files on there. If you're sticking comic books and other bigger documents on there as well, then it's probably going to run out fairly soonish, because as you can see, only 22 gigs-ish are available to begin with. And of course, because you've got the handy Boox stylus as well, you can take as many notes as your heart desires. You can even sync these notes using the Onyx cloud as well, if you like. You just got to log in with your account details there. You can also sync up some of your library too. And I've got to say, I love using the stylus on the Boox Nova Air. It really does feel like you're just sketching with a pen and a pad. You've got that same sort of scratchy, textured experience and everything. It really is lush. And when you're all done, the Boox stylus happily just snaps there onto the edge of the e-reader, and it holds there really, really firmly as well, so that thing is not going to be accidentally knocked off. Now, because this is an Android 10 device, you do have access to apps as well. What you'll need to do first though is go into the application section of the settings menu and just enable Google Play. And once you've signed in with your Google account, you'll then be able to download the full range of Android apps. So now just head to apps. You'll see a few pre-installed ones on there, including bog standard stuff like calculators and clocks, but you'll also have full access to that Play Store now. And yes, it does seem slightly surreal to be browsing the Google Play Store on an e-reader. It's certainly not the ideal way of doing it, but it certainly has plenty of benefits. For instance, allowing you to download the Kindle app to access all of your existing Kindle books. And you can also download services such as Audible as well if you want to enjoy some audiobooks. So you've got that dual speaker setup down here on the bottom end of the Boox Nova Air, and that pumps out some pretty loud audio on the top volume as well, so you can enjoy a bit of podcast action, a bit of audiobooks.
Gianni Versace, John Prescott when he got egg, then battered the Burke.
And you've even got a text-to-speech option as well when you're browsing one of your books. If you just want to kick back, you can't be bothered to, use your eyes to read, all good.
And that is why you ain't heard of Alfred Bester, you dummy.
As for the battery life, well, this thing is powered by a 2000 milliamp battery, so hopefully the Nova Air should keep you going all day long. As you can see, I've still got 87% charge, even after several hours of dicking around reading books, graphic novels, enjoying some audiobook action, doing a bit of sketching, even downloading apps and stuff. So I reckon this thing should keep you going all day long on a single charge, no worries, even if you're on holiday enjoying a good bit of reading. And that right there is the fresh new Boox Nova Air e-reader from Onyx. And as you can see there, definitely an expensive device, but also a very clever feature-packed one if you want to get apps on the go, as well as pretty much any kind of document imaginable. So as I say, you can pre-order now direct from the Onyx website, $350 US. But are you tempted? Definitely be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.